Mark, this must be a proud moment for you.
It is, yes, yeah. As a Borough fan and worked with the club through my university role, to actually be involved in the foundation and take over the chair is a real privilege and a real honour. The foundation does amazing work, so I'm very proud.
We'll talk about the borough a little bit later on, but tell me first a little of your background.
Yeah, so I'm originally from the northeast. My parents moved down to Wetherby and they're still down there, but I came back up to Middlesbrough to study a degree back in 1992. And then I've never left. The place is a brilliant place to be. I love the people. I love the northeast. So it's been a great time that I've had over the years in and around the university, but also the football club. We work very closely with the club, so to be here and sit here is a proud moment as we sit in the media centre. I see the university logo there. To be involved with the foundation is a really proud moment.
What, notwithstanding your parents' choice to live in Wetherby, a lovely place, what drew you back to Middlesbrough?
I still had at that point family roots. My gran was in Hartlepool, so it was an obvious place. I had grandparents in Yarm as well, so I knew the area. I knew the university. My first degree's in politics. I then went on to study criminology. So it was it's an obvious choice really, and it was close enough to home as well. I'm very close to my family, so I wanted to study. I wanted to go away and be somewhere different, but I wanted to be close enough to be able to return home and see my parents.
You know the area, obviously. You know the people.
Yes, yeah, and the people are lovely. It's we all know it's a challenged area. We've got our challenges, but the community are really resilient. The people are really wonderful to be with, to work with. The staff that I've worked with in every organisation that I've worked with in the northeast are dedicated, hard-working, very proud people and passionate. And you see that down here at the club. The fans are amazing, and when I remember the first time when I was doing my PhD, I lived with a couple who were mad keen Borough fans, and at that point I'd never been, and I'll never forget my first visit down here. And once you've experienced the passion of the fans, it's very hard to resist not coming back. It's a brilliant place to be.
You're taking over as head of trustees. How would you define that role?
Yeah, I think my role is really to ensure that we've got clear vision, we've got a strategy, and we know what the purpose of the foundation is. It does absolutely amazing work in the communities. We've got to make sure that we can make sure that it's sustainable, that we continue to get funding, that we make sure that we're working in the right places, we're helping people, we're using the badge to get into places that sometimes are harder to get into, but actually once you get into those communities and you develop that level of trust, the change that can be made. And I've seen this over the years of being involved in seeing the work of the foundation at all levels. What's really nice about the foundation is it works with really young people all the way right up to older members of the community, and using the badge to be able to connect with people and then change lives. Ultimately the foundation absolutely transforms lives, and we've just got to make sure that we continue to make it sustainable. We all know that the economic situation is a challenging one, and therefore income and making sure that the revenue is spent in the way in which it needs to be to maximise the impact of that is really important. And the trust will make sure that we work with the fantastic staff within the foundation to make those things happen.
On a personal level, what would you say your qualities are that will help you fulfil that role and those responsibilities that you've spoken about?
It's probably for others to judge, but I like to think that I am very passionate and very dedicated to first of all the values of the foundation. I think that's the first and foremost in my mind as to why I would get involved. I'm the Deputy Vice Chancellor at Teesside University, so again, I understand the communities. I work with those communities very closely, but I'm also got a lot of experience of leadership and understanding how to, create a vision, create strategy, make sure that what we do is sustainable. We're the custodians of these things for just a short period of time, and our job is to make sure that those organisations survive much further than just our involvement. So it's always about really long-term thinking, and yeah, I've got many of those qualities, I hope.
Say you leave others to judge. I'm pretty sure they will judge favourably from what you were saying there and your past record. Where do you see the foundation at the moment? Do you think the foundation is in a good place?
Oh yes, it is in a very good place. We both attended the annual dinner, and you see the impact that it has on people. You see the real passion, not just of the staff, but also of those people that have been touched by the foundation. And again, back to all different backgrounds, all different ages. The foundation's in a really solid place. Financially, it's in a good place. It's well thought of. It's got a very, very good reputation within foundations themselves. I'm sure there's more that we can do. There are always areas that you can continue to grow and strengthen. But John's done a fantastic job in terms of chairing the board of trustees. The board itself is full of very dedicated, passionate and knowledgeable people. So it's as we said before, it's a real privilege and a real honour. But yes, it's in a good place for us to continue to grow and strengthen what we do.
Just to reference the dinner that you mentioned there, after that dinner somebody came up to me and you said, I've been to hundreds of these dinners before, so that this one's different, this one's real, which I thought was a really nice thing to say. It was a big compliment.
Yeah.
But it dovetails nicely with what you were saying there. It is about people, it's about the community, and it's about what we can do.
Yeah, and it's one thing, Charlotte, who's taken over in the foundation, it's one thing for Charlotte and colleagues to talk about what they do, and you can see the difference they make, but that pales into insignificance when you hear the actual people that have been impacted by the foundation, when you hear those people that have been involved in programmes or have had support or have had interventions at a point where they absolutely needed it in their lives, and watch how that can transform, people are reaching the full potential because of an intervention that the foundation has made. And when you hear that from those individuals, you can't help but be touched by those stories that we heard at the dinner, and that's what makes it very, very real. Also real, the fact that you're a Borough fan, you must be pretty happy right now. Yeah, I am, yeah. Yes, I am. The new manager's made a big difference, to see the side attacking in the way in which it is. We know that to get out of the Championship you need to score goals, and to start to see them coming from multiple players as well is really encouraging as well. But yes, I both a blessing and a curse, because I started being a Borough fan right in the heyday of your Janinios and your Emersons and your Ravanellis of this world. So I've seen it all, but through thick and thin, we're still here, and I'm really hoping this is going to be the season where we climb out and then build from there as well, because we know that once you get the Premier League, then actually the biggest challenge is remaining in that league. But yeah, we're in a good position. We look good. We look like a good side at the minute, and you see that through other managers as well, who are commenting at the end of the game that they've faced a very strong side and the result's a fair one. So yeah, it's great.
Mark, thanks for your time and the very best of luck in your new role.
Thank you.